Hello millions of fans, and welcome to another video about Lords of the Realm 2 of my strategy guide. Truth be told, this strategy guide has ended up being more of an exploits guide. I mean, an exploit guide, an exploits guide. Anyway, so I mostly talk about exploits of the game and how you can trick the game and surpass certain barriers, let's say, of the game. In the last video I did, we were checking how to create an army of just one man. Not really create an army, but rather how to have an army of one man. If you haven't checked it out, be sure to do so. In this video, I will show you something that I wasn't aware of, to be honest with you. I found it in an online guide. There is a way to actually create armies of more than 1,500 men. You may have noticed, obviously, if you've been playing Lords of the Realm 2, that if you try to combine two armies that would add up to more than 1,500 men, the captain recommends that you cannot do that, so it doesn't allow you to do it. However, this limitation does not exist when you're trying to create a new army, meaning to recruit new peasants into soldiers. The reason it doesn't exist is because the game knows that you cannot reach a population so big that you can actually recruit more than 1,500 men. However, there is a way to actually have so many people in your county that you can actually recruit more than 1,500 men. Now, the idea is pretty simple, really, and well, it hadn't occurred to me until I read the online guide, but basically what you do is you recruit armies, big armies of just peasants, really, from other counties. From all your counties. Of course, in order to do this, you actually need to have quite a few counties in your possession. So here I am, basically making every county unhappy by recruiting huge armies. But this is just to show you the trick. So now I have recruited a lot of armies here, and well, I had to skip this part obviously because it was quite boring. So we see here that I have an army, the lizards from Dyfed, and here the army, the spiders from Nottinghamshire, and so on. Now I need to fool the game into thinking that these armies are actually from the county that I'm gonna use here, which is Gloucestershire or Shire. Right. I have some armies here, some peasants, small armies that I recruited from this county, and I'm gonna use them to fool the game. So for instance, you have the mice, an army from the Duchy of Cornwall. 955 peasants, and I have this small army of 65 peasants from Gloucestershire. If I combine these two, then the game now thinks that this army is from Gloucestershire. And now, if I disband this army, check the population of Gloucestershire here, 1,754 men. If I disband it, 2,774 men. By now, I bet you already know what I'm going to do. First of all, let's combine these two. I'm going to be combining these armies. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, I'll use them next turn. Anyway, let's do it with these.
Combine these armies.
There it is. Disband.
This army.
And
Combine
this one with
armies.
that one.
This is one of your
Disband.
armies. Combine
This
these
one with
armies.
that one.
Disband
Disband.
this army.
And this
Combine
one
these
with
armies.
that one.
This is one of your armies.
And disband. And I also have here
This is
another
one of
army
your
which I had
armies.
created before.
Disband
I'm
this
going to
army.
disband them as well. Well, here you see that I have 8,426 men. I'm not going to use these two. Okay, I messed up. I don't have enough troops to... I don't have more small armies to make them look like they are from this county. But that's okay. You can see how it works even with this amount of people. This number of people or whatever. So basically now one last thing that I want to do is to sell all my stone and buy
these
as
goods,
much
my lord.
armor as possible. So now I can recruit an army, in this case of 4,550 men. I'm gonna make them all, well, I don't have enough armor. So here we go. We have an army of 4,550 men. An army that is probably very difficult to beat. Now, the truth is that in order to do this, you need a lot of counties, because you need to recruit men from a lot of peasants from a lot of counties. So most likely, as is the case here, as you can see, I have almost all the counties under my command. By the time you are in this situation, you have probably already beaten the game, and you cannot really do this thing if you don't have enough counties. If you have, let's say, 2 or 3 counties, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, you can do it, but the result is probably not going to be satisfactory. So you need a lot of counties, and that means that by the time you can do it, you probably have already beaten the game. So I think that this is mostly, it's more of an Easter egg, if you could call it that. It's not an Easter egg, but something like that. Just for fun, just to be able to say that you have done this. I haven't actually tested the power of this army. In fact, I'm gonna skip ahead and let's see what happens. So here I am, right outside the stone castle of the knight, with this huge army. And for instance, I'm gonna siege the stone castle, and since I have so many men, I can actually build the maximum of siege weapons in just one turn. Proceed and end turn. Yeah, whatever.
The long spell of hot. The long.
Yeah, here it is. Actually, let's see what it looks like. Right, it's as if he doesn't have anything here. 128. I had never seen this before.
Your orders, my lord.
This is pretty cool. And if I auto-calculate this battle, I lose too few men. And bear in mind that I don't know if it makes any difference here. I didn't have any pikemen, any swordsmen, or anything like that. So I had to dig. Well, the computer had to dig with the archers. And too few casualties. Basically, you have an unbeatable force there. Before I close this video, since I have created so many videos now that are talking about exploits of the game, I felt like saying this. This is something that I also said in the group that fans of the game have on Facebook. If you haven't seen it already, just search for Lords of the Realm 2 on Facebook and you will be able to see it. And I would recommend that you join to keep the Lords of the Realm 2 community active, especially since it's not really possible, from what I know, to actually play online anymore. We shouldn't let this brilliant game die out. In my opinion, it's one of the best games ever made and one of the most atmospheric game. And that's exactly what I wanted to say, that despite the fact that this game has obvious and blatant flaws, like this thing, for instance, this exploit, or oversights basically on the part of the programmers, like this thing with the castle, that you can use this trick with the castle to create a one-man army and so on. Despite all these flaws, this game still feels great even to this day. It's very atmospheric. You can listen to the music. It really makes you feel like you are in those times. And I think that what's the saving grace of this game is the fact that it's actually 2D. It wasn't 3D. Why do I say this? If you actually check all the games from those times that were 3D, 3D was something new in those times. I'm not sure it even, well, it existed by the time this was released. I think this is in 1996 or 97, probably the same year that Tomb Raider 1, for instance, was released. And we see that those games, the 3D games, have not really aged well. Especially when compared to 2D games of the time that are still playable to this day. While if you try to play 3D games from those times, the graphics are awful, and I think that those games really depended on their graphics, which for their time were magnificent. There's no question about that, but they haven't stood the test of time. Anyway, I digress. I just felt like saying this. I think that Lords of the Realm 2 was lucky in the sense that it was made using these graphics. They probably look, and they are outdated. Let's be honest here. But you don't care. Even the graphics in the battles, they are acceptable. They do their job, and you really feel like this is an actual, this is a medieval battle. Why all this conclusion? I have a feeling this will be my last video about Lords of the Realm 2. I don't know if I'm gonna find anything else to talk about, any other trick or hint to show you. Also, truth be told, I'm not quite satisfied about the fact that I ended up creating videos about the exploits of the game. Of course, you might say, then why did you create them? I don't know, I just like creating videos about Lords of the Realm 2, so I also had something to say, so I found these tricks online. I wasn't even aware of those tricks, so I decided to implement them and show you how they are. I'm pretty sure that even people from that have been playing this game for the past 20 years probably were not aware of some of those tricks. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our glorious channel. Bear in mind that we do not only do videos about Lords of the Realm 2, we're trying to test the waters of many sectors of life and films and even music, and even unboxing videos of coffee drippers, right? Yeah. Be sure to explore those videos as well, see if you like something, and like I said, don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully one day we'll be great and you'll be great with us. What? Anyway, thank you for watching and take care.